Cemeteries. I know that it's got all kinds of myths behind them. I can't remember when you drive by, do you hold your breath, do you put your hands up in the air, or something like that. But there's all kinds of mystery behind them. But we've got three people on the sofa who do wonderful things to celebrate the history of cemeteries. Jenna Rocket, board member for Norfolk Society for Cemetery Conservation. How you doing?
Great, how are you?
Awesome. And Joshua Weinstein, you're also a board member, same organization.
Yes, sir.
And then we have an artist photographer, Diana Chappell. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well.
I want to ask you, because they're dealing with the conservation and keeping the celebration and the knowledge of what cemeteries are about. But you're documenting it or showing the art side of it, right?
Sure.
What's it mean to you as an artist?
Well, Norfolk Cemeteries has a project that's called Norfolk Notables. Norfolk Notables.
There you go.
Thank you. And what the intent is to document just some of the notables that are buried in Norfolk cemeteries. And I think in the African American community, sometimes the cemeteries are neglected. And so we're very happy that Norfolk Cemeteries, the board, has decided to emphasize or put some emphasis on discovering who exactly is buried in Calvary and in West Point and some of the other black cemeteries.
Right. I've got to say that driving down the street, you kind of peek over the fence and you see some awesome statuary. But really what comes into being is the name that's on it, right?
Sure.
And so, Joshua, is that what tells the story, is the name?
To an extent, yes. You can start with the name, and there's a whole life behind the name, and there's also in most cases an artist who built that mausoleum or sculpted and cast that sculpture. There are several examples of mausoleums that have sculpture outside of them that were actually in museums before they came to our cemeteries.
Wow.
So they are pieces of art, and artists and photographers who are in our cemeteries using them to document that artwork is just an excellent use of the space.
Jen, I'm going to ask you, because I don't know if it's because I've had the privilege of talking to a variety of people from the organization or watching our calendar. There just seems to be so much more activity around cemeteries now than I've ever seen before.
Right, yeah.
Why?
Well, because we and other organizations as well, we've been getting out there and we've been having fundraising events, conserving the monuments, all this stuff that's kind of bringing new energy, just kind of trying to bring people into the cemeteries to see, you know, like the art, the recreation possibilities, the history that's there that you don't really expect to see.
Well, and then of course we have one of the largest municipal cemeteries really in the area too, right?
We do.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that was a role that we took over years and years ago. And it's kind of like the rings of a tree. If you go through our cemeteries, it kind of talks about the history in the wars.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
it does. One of the cemeteries that's very little known in our area is the West Point Cemetery. Actually, it was originally a part of Elwood. Cemetery is just beyond the gates of Elwood. It's the oldest African American cemetery. It was built in 1873, and it was renamed West Point. And there's a West Point monument there in honor of the Civil War heroes. And the statue that is there, the largest statue that is there, is of Sergeant William Carney, who was the first African American war hero, born in slavery here in Norfolk, but honored for his role in Fort Wagner as in that war.
oh wow, and then brought home.
Yes. Yeah. Or
When
at
he had
least
his homecoming.
at least the statue
He was
was
actually
made in
buried
his
in
honor.
Massachusetts
Yes.
because he escaped slavery and went to Massachusetts to fight for the Union. So he's actually buried up in Massachusetts.
Who has these stories? Because that's, I mean, and I have to admit, a great bike ride in Norfolk is sometimes to ride through cemeteries.
Sure.
But where do you find these stories?
Diligence.
Okay.
Research.
Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get off the bike and go to the
That's
computer.
right. Yeah, you can start in the cemetery, and it can lead you to a lot of places. Activities like bike riding, walking your dog, taking photos or sketching pictures of the monuments, all go to support the idea that cemeteries are more than burial grounds. The more people that are in the cemeteries, the more people will be upset when they fall into blight, when they're vandalized and stolen from, and that's really what we want to stop. And so the more people in the cemeteries, the better, as long as you're respectful.
Right.
Right.
Because on from March 1st to April 3rd, you're going to be having the submissions for photography. What kinds of things are you looking for? Saw some awesome photography that you did last year.
Thank you.
You're looking for some competition?
There was lots of competition last year.
There was. I think we had 160 applicants last year, contestants. Yeah.
Now, I glanced down and I see a reception. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about.
Right.
Is a celebration. So when's the reception? When and where is the reception?
The reception is on April 22nd at Slover Library in the Forum. So it's the area you walk into, and you're basically, when you walk through the front doors, you'll be right there. And we're going to have some food, some wine. We're projecting the images onto our media board, which kind of has like a similar look to the display behind us.
Right.
But it's basically, we're using that new technology to have a new way of displaying the photos.
All
so
right.
it's going to be really high tech and really fun.
They
Okay.
will also be for sale.
That's true.
And be on display for a month.
Okay,
after the
good.
exhibit.
Then I'm going to ask you the big question. Any secret places to go to get some really good photography?
Yes, each one of our cemeteries.
Open
Each one,
secret.
each one of our cemeteries. I love photo in Calvary. In Calvary there is one angel that stands taller than all the rest, and it's a statue that was erected, or an angel that was erected for Emma Kelly, who was the head of the Elks, the Daughters of the Elks in the
Okay.
area. Wonderful. So I highly recommend that people go there and see her and other monuments in the area.
Just check it out. The weather's improving.
Oh,
Check it
wonderful.
out. There's tremendous history. And if you see one of these topside it, you know that you can do something about it by joining up with you all,
That's
right?
right.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'm going to go explore right now. In fact.
All right.
After I play basketball. Stay tuned.